I got cut off, my maximum recording time had been reached. But I was basically saying the combat system felt a bit draggy. Do you know what I mean? It was quite involved without giving me too much. It might, as I said, it could be very different face to face, but I'm not convinced it would be that exciting these days. I think it might be for people that are very kind of analytical. The same as for working out this map, the movement. But okay, so I'm just going to finish off with example of play here. This is the situation at the end of the game for me. So you see, you had potential of battle between Force A and C. It wasn't necessary to resolve it because it all happened there between Force A and B. But this is that failed. The game, these forces are not together. Let's just, for argument's sake. Okay. It's the sun. So the turn would start with the sun thrower buying some units. For example, they have 33 points to spend. Oh, is that actually on turn 2 that the game was run? There was one. So they had their 3 points to spend. That's because they'd lost 2 combats, so they got a bonus at the end of last turn. The Holy Band had 28 points to spend because they convinced a neutral to join them. So along with the normal point and their solar systems, so they'd spent those. Then they would each put them on the board, and it was like, okay, you know, this side they're all going to be in one force, say Force C. They go on my system here. This system has a star guard, so that's sun thrower system. That's a sun thrower system. Oh, by the way, this marker indicates that there's no star in that system anymore. They picked it up and took it to try and throw it through the place called, can we see it here? Through the place called Darpesh, the Amtic god sensor duct. So yeah, so the movement for the game, so we replace our forces, then just kind of like reinforcements. Then the sun thrower movement would be first. Now he could go, right, I'm here, so I could go there, or the equivalent next level up, and down if there was a low, and down for the lower level, and anywhere. So you could go, okay, I want to get out of here, I want to attack them, I'm here, so I could go here. Now you can move a bit further than the normal one adjacent hex, but that's at the risk of dispersing your forces, and then your opponent would just throw them anywhere in the universe. So that would be, from here to there would be a safe move towards that, but there's no combat there. Let's say he risks it, goes on to there's not dispersed. If you had to go one further, you're dispersed on a 6, 2 further dispersed on a 5 or 6. We roll a 3, so he's okay. Then we go to the combat. Now forces A and D, they would fight it out. You can see that here force D is 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's just one flight, and force A over there is one small flight. You've actually got a pressure ship pushing the star there, and you've got a star cruiser defending, and they've already had their psychic weapon systems not once. So there's only just going to be 2 flights. Although I imagine you could hold some of these back in a second flight if you wished, but basically the first turn, they say, right, they come in. We roll the die, it's a 6, that means it's going to be energy weapons, so we add up all the energy weapons on each side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so they're actually low on energy weapons, versus 7, 8, 9, star cruisers are pretty hefty, so that's +2 for the sun throwers and -2, you both throw for the Holy Band. So on the +2 differential, we roll a 2, no effect, and the Holy Band, they also roll a 2 on the -2, no effect. On a different roll, say a 4 for the sun throwers, they would cause launch weapons an energy weapon hit on all those Holy Band ships. And the Holy Band on, say, roll a 4 again, on a 4 on the -2 again would be no effect. You can see even on the worst combat differential, you have a 1 in 6 chance of dispersing your energy everywhere. So you do have a chance of kind of escaping combat, but it's only in a hopeless situation, but it's only a chance and a slim one at that. So we would continue the rolling combat until one force was completely eliminated or dispersed. And so you see that could take quite a long time, just depending on the die roll. Although on +1 to +3 differential on a 5 or 6, it's defender eliminated. Or unit destroyed, the DE destroyed, not defender, because it could be either side. So then we would have finished that combat. Let's say force, I've pitted the wrong forces, but anyway, let's say force A was destroyed of the Holy Band. Now they go for their movement. These Star Guard cannot move, the garrisons, so we would look further on the map and we'd say, aha, force D here, he's on a warp line, we need to go and defend the duct down there, so he's going to move to here. He could stay there, but the warp lines continue there, warp line continues, goes all the way to here. He could stay there on his home system. Warp line actually continues all the way to there. That's not much good. That's not much good for him. So he's going to here and trying to get to defend this system. And then we would check for neutrals. We look here and say we were both on 0 and the Holy Band had lost that battle, the Sun Throwers had won that battle. The Sun Throwers would roll a d6 and point at a neutral system, for example this one, and on evens there's no joy. On odds that system would join them, so they would remove that and put one of their own Star Guard down, and then at the beginning of next turn they would have 3 extra crew points with which to buy ships, and the Holy Band would have no effect. If they'd lost 2 battles the last turn, they would immediately get +8 crew points. If you're sitting there, you don't, every turn you don't get +8, it only happens when you reach that each and every time. And then that would be the end of the turn, and continue as you need until one person has won a victory. So yes, a very sort of tactical and thoughtful game, and a lovely parabolic theme.